Welcome back to Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Last time we completed Desperation, and actually got to use a trial map character for once, which was pretty fun. This time, it's time for Escape. This map, yet again, copies a map from the main story, this time chapter 10, but don't worry, no stealth missions this time, although the actual chapter itself is probably just as obnoxious. So, this one is unlocked by linking up with Fire Emblem 7 Blazing Sword on GPA, and this prison, as you can see by the blurb here, follows the Zelda lore of prisons. Gotta love the Zelda lore of prisons. No one ever remembers to take away your equipment, and because of that, this should be, well, not actually that easy. You'll see why in a moment. There's a lot of halberdiers, as you can see here. So, this time it's role reversal. Instead of NPCs, we're the ones who are trapped in cells. And this is why... Let me just go for items. This is why I wanted to make sure that I didn't sell my door keys during the main story, because I might need them now. Gonna go ahead and give door keys to people who are probably the least useful initially. So, I'm going to be putting... Yeah, I think I'll use Gatry and Titania in this first cell. My plan here is to have Gatry unlock this cell door and have Titania run out and whack this guy, because these are the biggest threats on this map by far, these sleep bishops. Before I talk about that, though, who's going to get the second door key? Not really sure at the moment. Maybe I should get rid of this door. I won't really be able to reach you early unless I... Yeah, with your resistance, I highly doubt Soren will be able to kill you with bolting. I mean, it's possible, but I guess I'll have to try. So not only do we have Sleep Staff Bishops, we also have a whole ton of Siege Tome users. So you have Meteor, you don't have anything, you have Bolting, you have Blizzard, and there will be even more coming in the future. Now, this is why the Sleep Staff Bishops are so dangerous, because anyone who's asleep is automatically hit by any attacks directed at them, and falling asleep and getting pelted with long-range tomes, including Purge from whatever bishop doesn't put you to sleep, that can usually kill you unless you have massive resistance. So, firstly, let's see who we're bringing here. I want to bring Nasir because his Provoke will be great for luring the long-range magic. I might want to bring Alincia because, let me just check if I have Restore Staves. Might actually need Hammering now that I think about it. Let's see, do I have any Restore? I do have one Restore. That, combined with the Ashura Staff, means that I will be able to... Because Ashura Staff cures status, by the way. So I will be able to cure sleep. I guess I'll put Alincia closest to where people are likely to be getting put to sleep. Although I also don't like the idea of Alincia being hit by a ton of long-range tomes. So I'll have to watch out for that too. So you'll go there, and I think I'll actually send Nasir there. Because this is where most of the long-range tome ranges crisscross, so hopefully he draws in a lot of things with Provoke. Unfortunately, Provoke doesn't seem to affect Sleep Staves. And now... You know, I guess Rayson should go with Ike, because Ike is the one who needs to escape here. So there being no bonus experience in trial maps, only Ike needs to escape. You don't have to worry about anyone else escaping. So the moment that he gets out, the map is over. Now as for the rank requirements. So, there are 40 enemies starting on the map, and you need to kill 45 for an A rank in power. This means you need to kill everything that's initially on the map, plus at least one wave of reinforcements, and the reinforcements on this map work a little interestingly. Also, if you're wondering, I'm not bringing Volk here because he would instantly die to the Siege Tomes. So, the way that reinforcements work is, there's one batch of reinforcements that's assigned to every one of these doors. You open a door, and that batch of reinforcements will spawn at the end of the turn. Only one wave of reinforcements will spawn each turn. If you open multiple doors in the space of one turn, then the reinforcements go into a queue. So the first wave will always spawn first, and they spawn from here, I believe. And then the next one on the queue will spawn at the end of the next turn, and so on and so forth. So I'm likely going to be opening all 4 doors, which means, in the first turn, which means that I'll be having to deal with each wave of reinforcements in one successive turn. Now, annoyingly, the final wave of reinforcements that comes out from here has 3 Siege Tomes in it, so that's going to be an issue. But anyway, let's see, I think, yeah, these 3 will stay down here. Miz does a surprisingly good job holding her own against these spears. Probably want to get rid of you quickly, though. Alright, let's see. I think you'll go ahead and take the other door key. And I was wrong about there being chests on this map, so the chest keys I really should have sold. Now, as for items, let's see if I've got everything right on items. You should probably be taking... Seeing as there are so many lance users here, you might as well take the throwing axe. You take Hauteclair. Titania will take Shiharam's extra tomahawk, because I haven't stolen that yet in this file. Second full guard. Does anyone need that second full guard? You know what? You might as well take that second full guard. Go ahead and grab that and equip that. And let's see, you probably need to just trade that Speedwing to... Actually, maybe Nasir, he could take that. Don't really need the Bjork Guard. There won't really be much in the way of Laguz slaying weapons on this map. Okay, so that seems fine. Gatry really needs his spear. I think Soren's okay on weapons for now. And yeah, that should be pretty much good, so... Actually, wait, I'm gonna swap Soren and Racing over just to get Soren closer to that other bishop. Okay, let's go. You unlock Bryce by beating the game 10 times, and I don't know anybody who's done that legitimately. Like Patrine, Bryce joins with his hard mode stats and equipment, and it's equipment that's the main benefit here. Because Bryce still has his S-ranked lance, the Wishblade, and that means you can give it to other people who use it better. I'm sorry, Bryce. Bryce's base stats are actually pretty good by the standards of trial map characters. The issue is that he's a general, and generals aren't all that good in the trial maps for the most part, especially due to the power requirement. You saw in some of my earlier trial map videos that Gatry was a big detriment sometimes because he doesn't one-round enemies that often. The same can be said for Bryce, although his raw stats are very good. But the real prize here is the Wishblade. It's 1-2 range and has a lot of power. Imagine the devastation this could deal in the hands of a Wrath Vantage Nephany. Or a Paladin. Even with other trial map characters, Patrine comes with an S rank in Lancers, so you can give it to her if you want. Bryce also has the Speedwing that he had during the main story, so that's +2 speed for any other character. Or even himself if you want. The problem is that in the trial maps, you need to spend a turn to use the Speedwing. And that's a turn one of your characters isn't killing things, which is going to hurt your power ranking a little bit. Overall, Bryce has decent stats, but he's more notable for his equipment than anything else. Okay, first thing I'm going to do here is have Soren go up here and bolting this guy. It's not quite enough to kill, but if I get Adept, and if I don't, I'm going to have to use Racing here. No Adept. Okay, I need to use Racing, because I want to make sure that both of the Sleepstaff Bishops die on the first turn. Otherwise, we may have problems. We may have major problems. They are easily the biggest threat here, but if both of them are gone on turn 1, we don't need to worry too much. And this should break Soren's bolting, which means that he'll automatically equip a different weapon. Okay, next step is to have Gatry, and he does have the spear equipped, which is good because there are a bunch of ranged enemies here. Unlock this door, and have Titania go over and destroy you with a tomahawk, thus letting her counterattack enemies on the enemy phase. That's both Sleepstaff Bishops down. That means I can breathe a little more easily. Now, next step is to try for something here. If you attack a door with the ranged attack of Ragnar and get Ether, sometimes weird things happen. I know you're not supposed to activate Ether on ranged attacks, but for some reason, the game doesn't check that for doors. And I didn't get it, okay. So now I'll be showing footage of a glitch that did happen on another attempt at this. And it was a glitch that happened to me when I did this chapter on YouTube before, a while ago. Let's go for a... I think the glitch just activated. So I guess they forgot to check the ranged swords can't activate ether property if it's against a door, because Ike should not be getting ether here, but he is, and nothing seems to be happening. However, in a few moments, like, this went on for a while when this glitch last, and eventually the door just opened. So I'm really not sure what causes this glitch, but it's kind of funny that I got it first try here. Yeah, see, that they just opened the door. It's just like... like, again, I'm really not sure what causes that at all. But, yeah, that's weird. Ether should not be able to activate at range, but on doors, they must forget to check that property. Okay, next, you're going to unlock this door. Make sure you're equipping that, and unlock this door. So that Jill can fly up here and smack you in the face with... I guess I'll go with Hawk Claire, just so that Jill can counterattack some things. Because one less Siege Tome is always good. Still wish I gave Jill the Vantage Guard combo, but it's too late for regrets now. And speaking of regrets, I may regret this, but hopefully Mist has enough movement to get out of range if she does get hit. Mist does surprisingly well against these Halberdiers. And this corner is going to get very crowded soon, so the three over here might end up just fighting the enemies on this corner. The question is, do I leave Mist here, or do I... Actually, wait, there's a Swordmaster, of course I don't leave Mist here. That Swordmaster could be a major problem because of his high accuracy. Okay, next, so we have you, and... Actually, wait, I don't want to lock you in yet. I want to lock you in because 2 Siege Tomes going for Alincia might be bad. However, on this attempt, I've actually given Alincia the Silent Staff. I'm not sure how effective she doesn't have enough range to reach that guy. Dang it. Well, it's not going to be that effective at all. And considering that I only have a 50% hit rate against non-magic enemies, that doesn't really bode well. And now you're all attacking me at close range, because you know I have a Tomahawk. But I do have Soul. Yeah, I have that. Yeah, though Titania at this point is really not that great for one-rounding things. I have actually had Titania die once before in an attempt at this, but she did get put to sleep on that attempt. So that's probably why. And this Tomahawk is going to be very worn down by the end of this turn. I would like some more souls, though. Well, at least we're weakening a lot of these enemies. Unfortunately, most of them have spears, so once Nasir gets out here with the Provoke, they'll probably just dogpile him and not die on the enemy phase. But if we get through these initial enemies maybe next turn or so, and that's a good soul. And that's not a bad person for you to be attacking, because Gatry might... I don't know if he'll one-shot you. He probably won't. These sages on the trial maps tend to have decent defenses. No. And also, note that this is the one trial map where the enemies use the Dayan color scheme. Which is kind of interesting. In all the others, they use the generic red enemy color scheme. But here, they're actually Dayans. Which is weird, because this map is technically part of Crimea. But yeah, none of the trial maps are canon or anything like that, so don't need to worry about the semantics of all that kind of stuff. I'm glad that you went for him, though. Yeah, sometimes Provoke does its job and sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of weird. And yeah, we'll be seeing a lot of things attacking Titania this turn. She thinks she's Holland for my Fire Emblem 4 playthrough. I don't know why enemies just love going for him in that game, but they sort of did. People are wondering if I'll ever get around to redoing Fire Emblem 4. I actually might someday. I don't know if it's next on my list after Radiant Dawn or if FE7 is. The thing about FE7 is that I actually don't know... It's probably the Fire Emblem game I've played the most, besides Path of... Actually, Path of Radiance I probably played slightly less overall. I used to replay FE7 a lot back in the day and just use different characters, because there's so many characters in that game, and I just love replaying the game and using a different party. But... back then, like, that was the first Fire Emblem I played, and because of that, I didn't really know a lot about the game, and I don't really have much experience with, like, how good the characters in that game are, like, objectively speaking. And I know that ranked runs are considered a totally different category from... I will definitely not be rating characters for ranked runs, because I just don't do that kind of thing, and I'm not the kind of person to ask about that, because, like I said, I don't do that kind of thing. But I don't really have all that much experience with, like, everyone's growth rates in that game and, like, how good their base stats are relative to the enemies, because back when I first played that, I didn't really care about that sort of thing. Yeah, that's an example of priority in the reinforcements. So, normally a group of reinforcements spawns down there first, but because I haven't unlocked Ike's Cell yet, yeah, that's the group that corresponds to Ike's Cell. So, because this was the first cell that I unlocked, well... on the priority queue, it meant that this batch of enemies spawned first. Which, that's kind of bad, actually, because you have Blizzard, and that could be a problem. I need to get rid of you. At this point, if I haven't got rid of one of the sleep bishops, usually somebody is asleep, so I have to use Miss Ashura Staff to cure them, even if no one's actually damaged. Because the Ashura Staff still cures status, even if no one on the field is damaged. Okay, Jill is a little stuck. Let's get Jill... No, there's a slight chance, if I do that, that Jill might not get unstuck this turn, so I need to bring her back around here. And this should hopefully put her into a support range with Miss too. This group of 3 is probably going to stay back here and just focus on fighting off the reinforcements that spawned around this area, because like I said, so... Now there would be about 45 enemies on the map, so we need to kill just about everything that is currently on the map before we escape in order to get the maximum... I was about to say maximum bonus experience. No, maximum rank here. Yeah, just to be sure, I'll go for you, I guess. I said it during the main playthrough, but this is the first time I've ever got missed up to the point of using Sonic Swords. I really wish that she could use Rune Swords, though. That would actually make her almost invincible here. Reminds me of Invincible Julia back in FE4. Because with, right. Yeah, that should be Jill support. Yeah, it is. Not that great of a support bonus overall, but it's okay. And speaking of okay, yeah, I still have to use the spear, because if Gatry doesn't equip a ranged weapon, then all the enemies are going to attack him. I have to check how many uses Titania's Tomahawk has left, but it's probably not much. In fact, it's none. How did I not realize that it broke? That's actually a major problem. Let's, I guess, take you out first, then. Actually, maybe I shouldn't have done that, because you only have physical attacks, so you'll be guaranteed to have a chance of suiciding yourself in the enemy phase, whereas you... Yeah, you all have spears, don't you? Yep, you've all got spears. That's a problem. Okay, let's just check Nasia's Breath versus Door. 40 exactly. Not really the best. Okay, and that door only has 15 strength left. So let's break down this door by zapping with lightning. You'd think that'd be a terrible idea, because it would just electrify the whole thing, but... I kind of want to put Ike adjacent to Soren here to stop him from getting critical, because I may or may not have had Soren get criticaled in an earlier attempt of this. But if I do this, then I can have Rayson chant for... No, wait a minute. If I do that, then enemies will be able to get into the cell and attack Rayson, which wouldn't be good, obviously. No, wait, no, Ike is still blocking the cell, so no, I can do this. So if I send Soren down and have him stand adjacent to Ike, I don't need to worry about criticals, because like I said, I may or may not have had that issue earlier, in an earlier attempt. But yes, adjacent to Ike, Soren does not need to fear criticals, because of that critical negating bond support. And with his evasion boost from Ike's Earth support, Soren is practically said in this map, so he's not really going to be at much risk of dying. Okay, now are you in range of silence? Yes, you are, but it only has a 25% chance of hitting. Not the best, but I can try and go for it. Yeah, I thought not. Okay, that's good too. You're also moving much closer to me. You guys are pretty accurate though, even without sleep. And Nephany does have good. She has the lightning javelin equipped. Nice one. I was just about to say, guess we know where Grog's javelin went after he threw it out the window that time. Apparently, like, the players had planned a way to try and find that. Also, that was the dumbest move you could have ever possibly made. Low HP, attack someone with advantage. That's a great idea. You should have learned from Heroes Combat Forecast by now. That's not a good thing to do. I was kind of hoping for a hit there, because that would put Nephany closer to Wrath. And now seems like a pretty good time for Nephany to go on a Wrath Rampage. I mean, any time's a good time for Nephany to go on a Wrath Rampage, but this time is particularly good because she's surrounded by a whole ton of enemies. But she might be able to go on a Wrath Rampage here, we'll see. Actually, please don't critical me. Well, you're getting close to Wrath. And we don't need to worry about reinforcements spawning from there this turn. In fact, now I'm not sure how the priority queue is going to work. I mean, I'm not really sure it's even a priority queue. That's a technical term that I learned about in computer science classes. But how the queue of priority, should I say, with the reinforcements is going to go, because I've opened Ike's door now. But does that mean that his group takes precedence because his is door number 1? Or because I opened that last, that's now at the end of the queue? I guess we'll find out at the end of this enemy phase. What the heck, Soren? You are not dodging. Please dodge more. I am actually worried now. I honestly find this map one of the harder of the trial maps. I guess it is the second last one. Yeah, so Soren really needs to dodge this. If he gets hit, good. Freaked out for a second there, but it was fine. Except there are still more enemies that can get to him this turn, so Soren, you'd better get dodging. Also, now is the time when everyone and everything attacks Titania from a distance because she broke her one range weapon. I probably should have kept the short axe on her because it would have been enough to finish off most of these enemies, dang it. Well, I guess if I fail this, that's my third plan. Okay, Soul would be good here. Nope. At least both of the Siege Tome mages have already gone, so Titania's not in much danger at this point. And I'm gonna be Ashura staffing at the end of this turn because why not? Soren took a lot of damage and Titania's taken a few hits too. Yeah, you keep doing that. They keep hitting, too. And still tons more enemies to go. Yeah, this map gets crowded very quickly. Not even Wrath, but I'll take it. I'm more okay with that than with you attacking Nephany. Not so okay with that, though. Actually, no, wait, I am okay with that. That did barely anything. Okay, soon it will be Wrath time. But not yet. It is not quite Wrath o'clock. Actually, I don't want you to... Oh, wait, no, what am I saying? Vantage is going to kill you. Yes, it is. Goodbye. Glad you're weakened, because a crit there might have been bad. And the others didn't even... Okay, so I was right. It's, because you're Reinforcement Group 1, you always take priority. So, the next Reinforcement Group should be spawning... Oh, yeah, and that's the really bad one, because it means a whole bunch of Siege Tomes end up appearing. So the question is, do I focus on just getting Ike out of here, or do I... Trying to think about this here. I've got an idea of how to silence one of the Siege Tomes, though. This should hopefully hit, and that will mean Titania gets to go free, and that will mean that she gets to whack one of the Siege Tomes. Definitely gonna hit! Because in Fire Emblem, criticals are rolled for after hit, so if you see a critical animation, you know the attack hits. I still can't believe how many people have not got that into their mind yet, that, should I Ashura now or at the end of the turn? I guess let's see what happens. Firstly, let's face this guy. I guess I could have Rayson trade Blizzard to Soren and have Soren Blizzard the other Siege Tome guy, but like I said, there are going to be even more Siege Tomes coming soon. Which also sounds like an ad. Okay, now I'll finally break this down. And yeah, there is one Siege Tome that spawns with every group of reinforcements. But I think Ike can take everyone except maybe that general. Well, that general has oddly low HP for a general that spawned down there, but that would put Soren out of support range, which is a problem. Okay, I guess I'll be fighting the enemies here first. And I still really, really don't like these Swordmasters. And I'm still also not sure why none of you decided to attack anyone. So plan for now is that Jill and Nephany clean up these enemies over the space of this turn or the next few. How many left on the map? 27, still quite a lot of enemies. You are running low on the Lightning Javelin though. But you only need one more use to get another kill this turn. Because Halberdiers have like hit rates in the 50s, I'm surprised that not more of them hit. I'm glad for it, but still. There is a tangent about accuracy that I could go on, but I want to kind of make sure that I've got this in the bag before I start going on tangents, because otherwise I'll need to stop what I'm saying. Rayson probably won't be in danger from Meteor. So for now, I'll go for Ragnar on you. Kind of want Ike to be as close to the top part of the map as I can get him. Was hoping for Ether, as you could probably tell. You can't shove Soren, can you? Nope. And here's a problem, because I could get Rayson over here, but... Although... Wait a minute, I just noticed something. This guy. No, he can't actually get to Rayson. So I was thinking that this guy could reach Rayson, but if I put Soren here... Well, I mean, if I put Soren there, this general's gonna die anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but... Does that open up Rayson to attack by anyone? I don't think so. Doesn't seem like it. Oh, right, you know, before I do that, just to be safe, I better Ashura Staff. Because although that hit rate is very, very low on Soren, it could still hit him. And that would mean death, so obviously not going to risk that. I'm getting a lot of use out of this indignation, though, which means you get to hear me say that a lot. It's really fun to say. And Soren crit anyway, as I kind of expected him to. So please tell me that Rayson is not in range of anyone. Doesn't look like he is. Obviously, Alincia's not going to leave her cell, but she is going to... Let's see if she can... Nope. There we go. Yes, okay, that's good. Means I can leave you alone for a while, because you're useless to me silenced. Well, I mean, you're useless to the enemy silenced, but that's useful to me, so... The exact opposites of useless to me. You get the idea. That guy is pretty much useless at this point. Just like that boss in the chapter with Kishuna the Magic Seal, which I always found hilarious. Oh look, it's a boss with a siege tome! And then this guy comes that makes no magic able to be cast in the huge radius. That boss has surprisingly high evasion though, so he can be kind of a threat sometimes. A threat in the sense that he's a little annoying to take down, but not nearly as annoying as the Magic Seal himself, who taking him down is pretty much pure luck, and you have to unlock a special side quest chapter that you really want to unlock, because it gives backstory on the main villain, but yeah, more on that if I ever do decide to do FE7. I will be going for Chapter 19XX, by the way, which might be a problem, but we'll see. Oh no. Oh, that's not good. That's really not good. But I trust Titania to dodge a lot of the halberdiers. And that Luna was totally unnecessary, but oh well. And you're also near death. I really should have given Titania the short axe, though. Most of you would already be dead by now if I did. They did credit... I'm just thinking for a second. Like, they did credit motion capture actors in the credits, so... Yeah, I am starting to wonder like, how much effort went into all of these battle animations. They must have got people to actually run around with prop lances and axes and do all of these. Oh, okay, good. If you'd been in range of Titania, that would have been horrifying. I thought you'd do that, but Rayson's probably not gonna die. Not at all. Wow, nice one. Okay, yeah, here is that batch of reinforcements that I really hate. So, Siege Tome, Sleep Staff. Yeah, this might actually be a problem. What's my hit rate against the Sleep Staff? None. Good job, Alincia. Okay, yeah, this is where things start getting potentially really, really bad. Okay, plan here is... Okay, first thing, do I need the Ashura Staff? Only Rayson got damaged. Oh, wait, no, I need to heal Titania. But I can do that with Alincia because I'm probably not going to silence this turn. So, plan. Plan is that Nephany is going to take you down. And use this because this does enough damage. And Mist is going to get rid of the other halberdier. And then Jill is going to fly up and take out that sniper. Actually, firstly, can Mist take out the other halberdier? Yes, I'm pretty sure she can. Let's do this. Using Mist offensively for once. Who would have thought it? Now, I wonder if I could trade Rayson's Blizzard Tome over to Soren and try and have Soren long range that... Really, it's the Sleep Bishop that I want gone rather than the 2 Siege Tomes, because there's a pretty high chance of the 2 Siege Tomes going for Nicaea. Okay, you will pay for... I think you were the one who shot Titania. Whatever the case, you will pay for that. Yes, you were the one who shot Titania. And next, Gatry gets rid of you. And now I still can't get to any of the siege tomes or the sleep staff. And how long are you? You're silenced for 4 turns. Yeah, that's... I'll probably be ending this chapter before then, actually. I could get Soren there. That still means that I... 7. I can... Okay, new plan. Soren here. That is out of Ike's support range. So I'm kind of hoping he doesn't get hit here. But I will need to do this first. Oh, and Adept, so that's fine. So yeah, Soren kills this guy. This clears the way for Ike to get rid of another enemy at range. Hopefully get rid of another enemy at range. Yeah, because Ike can go up here now. And by going here, yes, Ike can get rid of that, or that. Either one of you going down is fine. I should prioritize the one that has a spear, because this guy's more likely to suicide himself on the enemy phase. Let's eliminate you. Does that clear a path for Titania, though? Does clear a path for her to get to the Purge. So... let's do that, then. That does mean that 2 snipers can potentially attack Soren, so I will have to be wary of crits here. It also puts Ike very close to the exit, so I have a panic button escape strategy in case I need to just immediately end this map. But let's see now. Okay, Titania could just soul, so maybe I shouldn't waste Elincia's healing on her just yet. So I really, 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 really want you gone. I've practiced this map enough to know that if someone gets put to sleep and there are 3 siege tomes on them, they're probably going to die. And using siege tomes on sleeping characters takes priority over provoke for the majority of enemies in this map, so... yeah, that is a thing that will happen if you're not careful. Speaking of things will happen if you're not careful. Let's just do this, even though Nasir is very close to being untransformed. He's probably going to survive even if he does untransform. I kind of forgot how intense this map was. Provoke does really help for luring the siege tomes, though. Otherwise, you can easily have problems. And Titania does have full health now, so I can save Elincia's healing for someone else. And actually, no one else needs healing, so... unless unless Jill somehow takes a big hit here. No, I think it's probably more important that I chant for Jill than Soren. Can Jill get to one of the siege tomes this turn? No. But what she can do is kill one of the snipers and thus reduce my risk of criticals overall. Well, hopefully kill one of the snipers. Because she could miss, and that's definitely tempting fate. Speaking of missing, I still haven't been able to give my tangent on accuracy, but I don't know if I'll actually get the chance. Because this is actually kind of intense at this point. That might not be a bad idea, because combine the 3 of you... yeah, Elincia's not going to get out of range of all of them. However, I need to just trust in the heart of the Provoke to give me the attack drawing away I need to win this duel. Okay, come on, Provoke. Also, come on, Titania, don't die. That was Titania, don't die, all as one word. Okay, that's 1 Provoke. That's 2 Provoke. All these sages are going up to their buddy. It's like, hey buddy, what happened to you? Oh, right, I see. Well, let's make up for your deficiency in the siege tome department by spamming all of our tomes on the one that we can't attack, because... I mean, okay, like, let's be honest, this whole provoke thing on Nasir, if you saw a giant dragon, you would probably be going for them. Let's be honest. And now he's untransformed. But now someone else has transformed, so... Let's see, can I get a 4-chant? I can definitely get a 4-chant here if I set things up right, so let's go for this. So, first things first... Yeah, I'll do that, and then I'll have Ike go up next to you. Once I clear out the siege tomes up on the top, because I'm pretty sure I can safely ignore the lower wave of reinforcements. You only need to kill one wave of reinforcements for maximum bonus experience here. Yeah, let's have you do that. Yeah, definitely gonna get a 4-chant here. Unnecessary, but oh well. Next up is Soren. This could still hit him, but even if it does, I have plenty of staff users to spare. And now... I think if Jill does this, or that is the silenced guy, so how about we prioritize the non-silenced people first. And Jill should be able to Kanto into that diamond position so that Rayson can... Yes, she can. Okay, there we go. And now Rayson will get in the middle of all three of them. I wonder if I can get rid of both those generals this turn too. I mean, it'd be cool to do that, but I'm not really sure it will happen. I know that Soren will be able to easily take out one of them. Again, indignation is pretty amazing. It's usually been a... Although now I think about it, I think I've only played Tales of Graces and both Exilia games, and I forget if Indignation is even in any of those games. I know it's in Vesperia, but I haven't played Vesperia. I know it's in Symphonia, but I haven't played that either. Wait, in Symphonia, isn't Indignation like one of, or not one of, isn't Indignation Genius's ultimate attack in that game? I forget. The ultimate attacks in that game are just downright stupid with the way that they... It's weird. Especially, is it Presea? I think it's Presea, yeah. Presea's second mystic art in that game is like, be it lower than this percentage of HP, and then use this one particular art 200 times to unlock this other one, and then have all of your other party members unconscious, and then get into a very specific situation, and then use Beast at this exact time, and then this happens, and then... Why did they do that? Why don't they just make it, oh, you know, use this button to use a mystic art, like most of the other games in the series? It's just, it's weird. It's really weird. And I'm sorry, but now I will have to kill the Silence guy. With a critical for good measure. That guy's having a really bad day. You know, I'm almost wondering if these trial maps are all just like combat exercises by the Crimean Army or something, and that this is all just like a training situation. I mean, considering what magic is implied to do in a lot of Fire Emblem games, I wouldn't put it above, like, people to create a magic training simulator in a Fire Emblem universe, because I know that from Muriel and Libra's supports in Awakening, they've used wind magic as loudspeakers before. Okay, there's 7 enemies left. Like, I am almost, like, I kind of want Ike to escape now, but on the other hand, I know that turn 5 is way, way, way ahead of the turn limit, and I'd kind of like to see what ends up happening with, I kind of like to make sure that I have the perfect power score here. I mean, I should have the perfect power score, but I don't want to take any chances. And you did what I hope you do to the first general I had you fight in close range. But yeah, that guarantees I can't end it this turn because Ike uses movement, so... Now I just need to... Let's just get some Provoke down here. And does anyone need healing? I think no one is hurt at all, no. So, don't even need to use the Asherah Staff. Don't even need to go for a... Look at me, I'm using the Asherah Staff because I can thing here. Hang on a minute. Yeah, just need to make sure that Mist isn't in range of anything really dangerous, and equally so, Alincia is definitely not in range of anything dangerous, because that would be really bad. I just thought of something. Is it still a game over if Alincia dies in the trial map? I'll have to check the conditions, because it's usually listed there. In fact, I think that... I forget if trial maps are a game over if Ike dies or not. And again, the enemy did the dumbest thing possible when they were on low HP, attack someone with Vantage. Nephany should be fine here. Hopefully. Definitely will be fine now. It must be just one of the most just supreme feats of awesomeness to be able to no-sell a Meteor. That is... I think that's Wrath. Well, I guess we won't know because no one's going to be attacking her for the rest of this turn. Okay, let's see what we can do here. How many kills can we get? Well, Nasir can't kill that guy, so that's out. Pretty sure Miss can, though. It's cool that you actually get to see, getting to see Miss do stuff offensively. So that's one more. Yeah, this map does get pretty intense sometimes, but if you know what to do, namely, eliminate the sleep staves as soon as possible, it's not that bad. But yeah, like I said, eliminate sleep staves ASAP. You need the sleep staves gone. Oh, and look at that, Geisha's doubling you, so yeah, you're doomed. Still, I don't know why that Ether Door glitch happens. But yeah, the fact that it activates at range is probably telling, because Mastery skills are not supposed to be able to activate for ranged swords. But I guess they don't count that for doors. And the game is like, wait a minute, a Mastery skill is activating in a situation where it's not supposed to. I don't know what to do here, and freaks out and makes Ike Ether a bazillion times, and then just goes, oh, let's just open the door, because why not? In fact, I can probably... Because with these two gone, that's every single enemy that ever can spawn on the map killed, so that better be a perfect power ranking. The question here, though, is like, I guess Nasir's already been a hero on this map by using Provoke, so might as well have Nephany finish this off with her Wrath again. And, of course, Wrath crit. Nice one. And how fitting that I end this by critting a Swordmaster when my first attempt at this ended by a Swordmaster critting me. Oh, I didn't know this played in the trial maps! Okay, that's cool. I don't know why in the story it stops playing after Chapter 6, but we finally get to hear Victory is Near again. Okay, it doesn't say Alincia dies, so I guess it's fine for her to die here. Just letting you savor that song for a bit, because it doesn't play very much during the main game. It is in Smash Brothers, though. And that should be a AAA rank. If that wasn't a AAA rank, I'll be very surprised. Yep, AAA rank, nice one. So, yeah, like I said, if you don't get rid of the sleep staves on the first turn, that can get very ugly very quickly. So you want to get rid of them, because anyone falling asleep, and the enemies will ignore provoke if there's someone asleep, trust me. They will get bombarded by siege tomes, and they will probably die unless they're Nasir. So, good to know that. With that done, there's only one trial map left. The very last one, and this is a very long one. It's not particularly difficult to get a AAA rank on, it's another defend map, but let's just say you need to kill 70 enemies for an A in battle. That should tell you how long this next one is. Not being able to dodge, like, it really says something when sleep is such a threat in a map like this, due to the fact that it just shows how much you rely on evasion in Fire Emblem most of the time. I know there are a lot of people who don't like that, but I don't know, I like it when evasion is actually tied to stats in a game, rather than being purely based on luck, like, say, Pokemon. So, you know, here, if you actually dodge an attack, you can feel good about it because it's based on your character's actual stats, rather than, again, being based purely on luck, like, say, Cough Cough Pokemon. Though I still kind of liked it back in Gen 1 when critical hits were based off of speed. I thought that was interesting, but there are some Pokemon these days who'd be, I remember once Smogon did a really cool theory article on, like, what Pokemon would be different in competitive battling today if Gen 1 mechanics still existed. I think it's outdated now, but it was kind of cool. Like, it was showing, like, which Pokemon would benefit most from the Gen 1 critical formula. I think it actually assumed that Gen 1 ramp was still in effect as well, so that affected things. I think that would have made Heatran's Magna Storm ridiculous. It's funny, sometimes Provoke works wonders, sometimes it doesn't. Oh great, Swordmaster. This could be bad. Oh. Sigh. All that, and yep, one crit undoes it all.